Welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, 2017. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Donette Daya Maloney was announced as the winner for the 2017 Independent Theme Competition with her submission, Youth, Vision, Integrity, Securing Our Nation's Prosperity. Pamela Diaz is more in this report.
With a passion for the youth and recognizing a direct need for the youth and members in the community to have vision and integrity, Daya Maloney explained that the Education Department on St. Kitts were looking for a youth-centered theme, and as such, she created a link between the youth and the future of the Federation. Mrs. Maloney explained why she came up with the winning theme.
I sort of put the youths together. They are the future of the nation. And without integrity to youth, and then vision, without vision, the people perish, sort of biblical. And integrity, how you ought to conduct yourselves. And when you combine all of those together, then the prosperity of the nation could follow thereafter. We live in a society now, it's very rapidly changing, and we have seen a lot of breakdown in the moral standards, not just in the youths alone, because I think it filters down somewhere, but there's a lot of negative influence. And with the theme, we can try and create positivity to generate better moral standards and encourage the youths to take a different approach to the way things are going at the moment.
She confesses that with this theme, she wants the youth, and by extension the members of the community, to work with vision and integrity to secure the prosperity of the island.
What I want the theme to evoke in persons' minds in general, first of all, we create a standard for ourselves. We create a vision. We create something that we can work towards, positivity amongst not just the youths, but the federation on a whole, that we can direct our vision, our activities towards positivity, creating a different mindset in the youths as well as the nation on a whole.
Daya Maloney also used the opportunity to encourage other persons to participate in the competition and stated that she will continue to empower the youth to do better, improve their life, think big, and motivate themselves to accomplish their hopes and dreams.
Thanks, Pamela. The building that once housed the Nevis Island Administration's NIA Treasury, Inland Revenue and Value Added Tax departments is undergoing the first stage of renovations, which started over the weekend. The first stage of the project began on Sunday with a demolition. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Colin Dorr, explained that after the fire in 2014, the building could not be salvaged, and as such, the ministry began a project to rebuild the establishment.
This project is part of the capital budget which was put forward by the administration for 2017. It's also one of those lists of projects which were on the card to be funded by the Sugar Industry Diversification Fund, SIDF. Very shortly, I would expect that Cabinet at its next meeting would award the tender for construction of this building. The project was out for tendering since the end of June. We had a few persons who had offered bids, and those have been submitted for further approval.
Dorr explained the concept for the new building.
As soon as we have completed the demolition, we'll move immediately into reconstruction of this new building, which we expect to be commencing somewhere by mid-September. The architect and the engineer have projected a 18 to 24 months completion for the building, which will take us somewhere over into early parts of 2019. In the new design, the bottom of the building will be stone clad as it was originally. So on completion, it would look similar, where the bottom section of it would be from hand-cut stones. The top section of the building would be similar to the other building around Charleston, where it is wooden clad.
The permanent secretary stated that the projected cost of the building is approximately $8 million, and the Sugar Industry Diversification Fund, SIDF, will be funding $6.5 million of the project, and the NIA will offset the remainder of the cost. Residents on Nevis came out in their numbers to maximize on the special sale on watermelons and cucumbers hosted earlier today at the George Mowbray Hanley Market Complex by the Department of Agriculture through their marketing unit. Explaining the purpose of the sale was Marketing Officer for the Department of Agriculture, Steve Reed.
In season right now, the mangoes and skinip are available. As a result, the melons were not moving as fast as we had expected it to move. So we decided to have the sale to get it out there to the general public.
Reid also took the opportunity to encourage the public to support local farmers by buying and eating local produce. Still to come, works on the Bath Village Community Center underway. The details when we return.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.
Welcome back. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Civil Aviation, the Honourable Mark Brantley, in lending his support for the Public Accounts Committee PAC bill, said that the tabling of the bill in St. Kitts and Nevis represents a historic period for the country. Today, we take a giant leap forward in terms of transparency and good governance. A giant leap forward. It took us over 3 decades, but praise be to God, we are here now, and the Team Unity government is delivering this legislation for times such as this. And not only are we doing so, but we are expressing that magnanimity and saying, let the leader of the opposition cheer, he said. The remarks were made at the sitting of the National Assembly on August 11th. Minister Brantley also strengthened the position taken by Prime Minister Harris when he stated that the Public Accounts Committee should not be used as a tool for partisan politics. He added the Prime Minister and mover of the bill is 100% correct. This is not meant to be some political tool. This is meant to be a serious effort to look at in a critical way the report from the Director of Audit, and once you get that report, you analyze and ask the necessary questions and summon witnesses if you need to. All the powers are right there, but for the first time encapsulated in legislation. Minister Brantley strongly implored his parliamentary colleagues on the opposition side to give their full support to the Public Accounts Committee bill, as it is well intended, it is well-meaning, and it hits the mark. The bill, which seeks to bring into being and set the legal framework for the functioning of the Public Accounts Committee, is being moved in the National Assembly by Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honourable Timothy Harris. The works on the Albertha Payne Community Center in Bath Village is not only underway, but it is near completion. The enhancements to the building forms part of the project for enhancing disaster management and emergency shelter management on Nevis. Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, NDMD, Brian Dyer, gave an update on the status of the project.
We have already completed 2 sides of the external walls in plastering, and we have already replaced 3 sections of windows. The southern wall is yet to be completed, but we have completed the north side, the eastern side, and the western end. We would then proceed in changing the doors, the exterior doors and the interior doors, as well as renovating replacing the toilet facilities on the interior of the property. Then we will have one grand painting scheme to ensure that the facility is in brand new state at the end of the project.
Dyer explained that the renovations may be running behind schedule, but assures the public that this is to ensure the complete upgrade of the building.
The renovation works at the Alberta Payne Community Center would have to be extended by at least another 10 days, as we found out recently that the roof is also in a state of disrepair. So we would have to remedy that situation. We have already sent off the request to the Japan government to ensure that this part of the project can be accommodated within the budget. So we are waiting feedback. In the interim, we have gone ahead and received an estimate on the required works to ensure that we are well within budget by the end of the entire project.
Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, Brian Dyer. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.